You are locked into the padded room with DJ Waffles on rollingout.com.
DJ Waffles on the check-in, man.
Okay, all right. So bring the program on radio. Do you think that it's a lot of content that your radio personalities they miss sometimes? Like if you tune in and you listen to like the morning and you be like, all right, it's something that's going on in the world. Do you actually take that to them, or is it times that you feel that they miss things that you think they should be talking about?
I think you could always miss something. Right. Yeah, I can't say that every talent gets every single thing because it's always evolving. But on the morning show, obviously we have Ricky Smiley, and that's a nationally syndicated morning show.
Right.
He's got a team of 3 or 4 people in there. It's their job to make sure that we're on top of things.
Right.
And in today's technology, people are.
It's hard to miss.
Yeah, it's hard to miss because
Right.
while the music's playing, they're scrolling through their news, they're scrolling through Instagram and all that stuff, so they can jump on it a lot quicker. Now, back in the day, if we talk about back in the day,
Back in the day.
you used to get to the station 2 hours ahead of time and cut out the newspaper clippings so you could have your show prep. Because if anything broke, it probably wasn't going to break where you could get it on the air that day because it just wasn't, the technology wasn't there.
Yeah, breaking news is not what we know of it today.
Yeah, today is instant breaking news.
I actually, you don't know this, but I actually started on the air.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, he put me behind the microphone.
Is that right? Who did?
George put
Is
me.
that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, this isn't fun.
Yeah, I was really free.
I don't like speaking into that steel.
No.
With no interaction. It was a piece of steel to me, I didn't embrace it like everybody else did.
Yeah, I think that is one of those things where you just got to put yourself in the zone and you just got to feel that there's an audience for you. Because as a radio personality, with me doing radio, it's just like, I know that there's people listening to me. So it's like, I never want to mess up. I really want them to understand what I got going on. Even if I have a guest or if I don't have a guest, I really want to just talk to our audience and just feel like I'm there. There's 1,000 people in front of me and they're listening. So.
Well, I feel that you were born for that.
Okay.
See, certain people are born for certain things. I was born to convince people of my thoughts and my ideas.
Right. So
if I think a record is a hit, my job is to convince him it's a hit.
Right.
So I'm good at that. Not many people can do that.
So, all right. So they say they got this terminology. If you were shooting your shot at these different program directors and you really want them to get these records to play before you got your gold record in '72, how many times did it take for you to go to a program director before then for them to actually believe in you, to actually take a record and put it on the radio?
I think that I brought so much joy and entertainment to that programmer that it didn't take me but maybe once or twice. Usually I would come up with some type of different approach. Like Miss New Booty, remember that record?
Okay.
Bubba Spark.
Right, I remember that.
Perfect example.
Right.
I found you,
Miss New Booty.
So I made up the Miss New Booty dance.
Wow.
I decided to go into programmers' offices and do the dance. They said,
Wait a
please
minute,
stop.
wait a minute.
We'll play your record if you just don't do the Miss New Booty dance. So,
Wait a minute.
So you come up with different creative ideas and ways to get people engaged. Today's world is the video.
Right.
So my videos have to be off the chain now.
So do you think like right now you'll try to put a record together and get it out there and do the Miss New Booty dance again? I just want to know if you. I was like,
You want to see it right now? That's what you want right now. Let's get it.
This is what we want to see. Miss G, just give us a little bit of it. Miss G, you would.
It won't work.
Look, I guarantee you 3 ads.
Oh,
that's good. That's what I'm talking about. She said 3 ads.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
3 ads.
I take one.
I hear you.
Just one. I just need one.
Nah, we good. We're good.
See what I mean?
Oh man.
All right. So let's get you to elaborate on the conference that you're actually putting together. That's going to be on September 7th through the 9th. That you guys are a part of.
I want people to understand that the conference came about over 20 years ago in my mind.
Right.
This baby was conceived.
Okay.
And it came about because of Jack the Rapper. I always have to give homage to him.
Okay.
Because I feel that if Jack the Rapper conferences had not existed, I would not be the person or in that capacity that I am. Maybe I would, but I feel that it was a big part of me garnering the relationships, meeting people that I never would have met. And so I wanted to give back. I've had a great career and still a wonderful and beautiful life. And my thing has been, let me see how I can give back to the people who are aspiring to do what I was aspiring to do over 20 years ago. We're going to leave it at 20.
So what do you feel like the independent artists actually lack in this game like right now?
The business, and that's what this is about. The conference is about the business of music. The music industry is 20% talent and 80% business. And when people understand that, they're more successful. Most artists want to dress the way they want to dress. They want to sing the music they want to sing. But the whole purpose is to really reach the masses. So if you're trying to reach the masses, why not bring in people who understand what the masses are looking for to help you?
I think that comes from everybody being able to do everything on their own, and they can actually put the music out so fast. Like, you got artists like Russ that can actually do things by himself. You can write, mix, master, produce, all this stuff like that. It just feels that they don't need the people. So I just think that...
And that's where they're missing out.
Right.
Because teamwork, honestly, is cliche is, but as it is, it really does make the dream work. And not everybody, again, those are God-given talents. You're going to get a few people, few pockets, but the majority of the artists that are out here can't do all of that.
Definitely.
And they definitely can't see what other people see in them, no matter how great they think they are.
Right.
People can see things that they won't be able to see internally.
What's your take on that, Dave?
Well, I mean, when you talk about certain artists, I would look at it like the tip of an iceberg. Every once in a while, you're going to see the tip of an iceberg, and those are going to be the ones that break through. What you don't see is that massive up underneath the iceberg. That's what we're talking about. Those people need some help and some guidance so they could create their own sphere, you know, that peeks through. And conferences like this, like a lot of these guys, they don't know how to come and approach a person at a radio station or approach them in the streets, or they come to the radio station and they smell like weed, you know, because that's what they may have just been doing when they got in the car. They don't understand. Somebody has to kind of teach them just proper etiquette. You know, you don't come into a radio station and then you sticker up the floor downstairs in the lobby with all your signage and all that stuff. That's a sure way to never get back in that building again and never get your record played. And this is kind of what this conference also covers.
How good is relationships to have in music business?
Oh, they're everything.
That's it.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring people into the conference, which we have a great lineup that most people out here would never meet. Even if you tried to make appointments to go see these people in their New York offices, they're not going to make time for you because they don't know you.
Right.
So, but if you have a relationship, if I walk you in to RCA or Capitol Records or Rock Nation, I have relationships with these people. So I can pass my relationship on that way.
Who are some of the people that they should look forward to seeing when they come to this conference that's on the panels? If by any chance.
Hurricane Dave.
Right, look, she gave the perfect segue. She gave the perfect segue.
I wonder who's going to be there.
So we do have radio execs as well as record execs.
Right.
So we have a Juliet Jones.
Okay, great.
Larry Kahn.
Azim
Rashidi's Rock Nation now.
Okay.
We have Rodney Shealy coming.
Rodney's coming, which is big. These are all the head of those labels, by the way, of the Urban Division. These aren't just the regionals. Not to say just the regionals, but this is the bosses. This is the vice presidents and senior vice presidents. Yeah.
To make it happen.
So, what's a phone call like to make these things happen like this, and for people to actually really come out and support? Because you know it could be hard to get these people out of their offices and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do for 2 days. We're gonna come and we're gonna support you.
I'll answer part of that. It's Arlinda. Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm not just saying that just to gas her up because she's right here, but the reality of it is people want to get these guys out all the time, and sometimes they just don't have the opportunity to. This conference is important for Atlanta, and it's important for the music industry on the black side as a whole, because we don't have that many. There's not a lot of places where we can gather. We used to have Jack the Rapper. We used to have Urban Network. We used to have a black part of let me look on one of the walls here, Impact Magazine.
Exactly.
So we don't really have that anymore. And a lot of times, and our company kind of does it as well, we will have our program directors get together so we can meet. We're having one of those, as a matter of fact, after this conference, where our program directors come together and we meet, and sometimes the record labels can have access to us then. Other companies like iHeart, they do their things, but we don't have like that many industry things where people from different companies can just come and feel welcome. And so when people talk about coming to Atlanta and we talk about this conference, and this is year 4 or 5.
Year four.
Okay, this is year 4. I think I've been to every one of them except for one. And it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So we say, hey, are you coming to Arlinda's thing? They know. They're coming for Arlinda first because she's a G in the game. And the conferences are good. OG, I don't want to say that. I just said
I'm gonna take what God give me.
Amen to that.
OG, Nana.
Yeah, so a lot of it has to do with the individuals, and that's when we talked about how important relationships are.
Right.
One of the things about a relationship is to never give your word about something that you don't fulfill.
Right.
I'm seeing more and more of that. It's hurtful.
Okay.
It's very hurtful to see people who don't understand that your word is all you got.
Right.
You can take all my money. I'm gonna do a Jay-Z.
Okay, go ahead.
Put me on any corner of God's green earth, and I'll get it again because my word is good.
Wow. And so also, now that you put this together, you're going to be getting an award.
Yeah, Trailblazers Award. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, and I'm blessed, and I appreciate that.
Right.
I don't take those things lightly because they don't have to be given. Like I've come to the conferences in the past and never got an award, so I would have still came this year. But to get that, and even more exciting than my award is the panel that I'm doing on Saturday at 12 noon. And I have this thing on my social media when I try to speak positive affirmations on a daily basis, and I always tag that with Kane's Rules for Success, and of course that's short for Hurricane's Rules for Success. And Arlinda asked me to be on a panel, and I said okay, and she said I want you to moderate it, and I was like low key. I said, well, I don't necessarily have to moderate, but I'd like to be on a panel. Sure, I've been on them in the past. No, I want you to curate this panel.
Right.
And Juliet.
Yeah,
Juliet. Juliet, her shout out.
And why?
Yeah, she did, because she's between the two of them. They ultimately said you should call it Kane's Rules for Success.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't want to do that because I don't want the panel to seem like it's about me, and I'm kind of more in the background and all of that. And I was real humbled by it, I was appreciative. And they ultimately said, no, this is good for your brand. Because people tell me I should write a book called Kane's Rules for Success. I mean, if anybody hashtagged that, I got over 600 and something hashtags tied to some sort of positive quote on social media, and they said, do this for your brand.
Right.
And the people that you brought through the door.
Yeah, through the door.
Ranks.
Yeah.
I mean, this man, listen, he's very humble.
So why Hurricane Dave for the Trailblazer Award? Why?
Because it describes exactly who he is. He has blazed the trail.
Yeah, I've programmed
we go way back.
Yeah.
We go back. Well, I didn't just meet him in Atlanta.
Yeah.
See, most of these guys start in secondary markets, and people overlook them. Trisha, is that the word?
Yeah.
The third tier.
Right.
So if you're not in a P1 or the bigger markets, they think, oh, they're not important. For me, throughout my entire career, if there was an antenna out there, I could drive there. I got stuck in the mud when Hot first came on the air.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that trailer
I got
out
stuck
there
in the mud
woods.
in my Cadillac. Okay, it had an antenna. I was gone. So, and it happened to be in Atlanta. But you get the gist of what I'm saying.
So Dave, let me ask you this: how do you actually pick records that actually go on the radio?
Back in the day, we used to actually pick the records, with the label coming in and saying, "Hey, this is the next record." Nowadays, it's a little bit different with social media. We have so many different ways of monitoring movements. We can kind of see what the next record should be. The label will still pick a single, and there's been many times with artists they would say, "Well, this is going to be the next single off the album," and they drop the album. But 80% of people are playing this song over here as opposed to what you dropped. From a radio station standpoint, I don't want to say it doesn't matter what the label says or what the artist says, but it doesn't carry as much weight as when I see a movement happening. When I see a movement happening and everybody loves this, I'm there. And so, even when we go out, like even to this day, I go out to the clubs, and there's from back in the day, you would go to the club and and be kind of like sipping on your drink or whatever, chilling. Then that one song comes on that makes everybody go crazy, and then you get up, walk to the DJ booth. Hey,
who is that?
What's that? Yeah, who is that?
Right.
And so
I still break my records in the
absolutely.
strip club.
But now,
Wow.
when it happens, I just hold up my phone, I put on Shazam.
That's how I
And
am.
be like, okay, I don't have to get up.
I
Got to
know
do a
who it
screenshot. Then I come back and I ask my talent, hey, have you heard of this song?
So what if it's a record that's not really of your taste, but everybody goes crazy?
I have to play it.
You have to play it.
Yeah, the radio station, like as an example, Hot 107.9 is an 18 to 34, 18 to 49-year-old brand. Well,
Okay.
I'm older than that, okay?
Right.
It's not for me.
Right.
But, and trust me, there's a record, I won't say what it is, but we did our music meeting yesterday,
Right.
me and my music director, J-Tech, and this record is going crazy, and I was like, what is this? What is this?
Is it finna go crazy?
Yeah,
Is that the name of it?
it's such a
I got a new
groundswell.
single called Finna Go Crazy. I'm about to play it for
The
you.
groundswells can be so big, and I was like, and I told him, I said, bro, Common, KRS-One, Public Enemy, this is what we're gonna do. But it's not up to me.
Right.
It's up to the people that we serve,
Praise
and if
God.
they like the record, then I'm gonna play it. Yeah,
Okay.
And he's a winner.
we've been
So
winning. Yeah.
he wins
Right.
with
Everywhere.
that attitude. When you meet programmers, and there's still a lot of them out here who say, "Oh, I don't like it. I don't like the hook. I don't like the song. I don't like the beat." One of them just got fired the other day.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, you losing
Yeah.
because you're not the listener.
Right. It's not your station.
It's not your station.
You know, and I learned the hard way. I'm like a real humble person these days because I've been humbled many times. You know, I've been terminated in this game, all without cause, 4 different times.
Without cause?
Without cause, because a couple of the times
You sure?
I thought, I'm 100% sure. I thought I owned the station. Yeah. Well, but it's passion.
That'd be the cause.
When you're passionate,
Right.
when you're passionate, you really believe in something. And so my passion level was like really, really high. But at the end of the day, my name is not signing checks for people to get paid.
Right.
And so you can love something to a fault. And that's how I've always been. I'm just super passionate. But as time went on, I was like, okay, well, you can be passionate, but maybe you need to, this ain't yours.
Right.
Right.
You know, so be passionate, you know, be proactive, let them know what your thoughts are on it. But at the end of the day, that's not yours.
Definitely.
Your job is do the best job you can do for the company that you're working for. And it kind of taught me, you know, some life lessons just in general, you know, so.
How important is teams to you?
Everything.
Everything. I wouldn't be here without a team. I have a team member over here. I have a team member over there. I keep team members, and I keep them young.
Hey.
They can't be old as me.
You might get a job somewhere around here.
Yep.
All right, so before we get out of here, I just want y'all to take the time out to tell everybody how to follow y'all on social media, tell them about the event and when it's going to be, so when they see this, how they can get tickets and stuff like that.
Okay, this is the Music Business Empowerment Conference, September 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Renaissance Concourse Atlanta Airport Hotel. And it's a 3-day event. We're going to kick it off with red carpet, party. Friday night is the party, September 7th. Everybody loves the party. We do have a showcase. We have a fashion show. So we're going to entertain you, and that's our motto. Music Business Empowerment is here to edutain. That's to educate and entertain you all at the same darn time.
Amazing.
Okay?
Amazing.
I'm Arlinda Garrett. That's my IG. Everything is Arlinda Garrett. And MBE Conference. Everything is MBE Conference. And that's M as in Mary, B as in Betty, E as in Eddie. Conference.
The promotion queen.
The queen of radio promo.
The queen. Dave?
And you can follow me on pretty much all social media at Hurricane Dave. And I'm excited about the conference.
Oh, we can't wait.
it's gonna
We're
be
a week
awesome.
away. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Kane's Rules.
Kane's
It's
Rules for
flying in
Success.
you.
That's on Saturday at 12 noon.
Yeah.
And if I'm hanging out partying on Friday, it might be 12:30. No, I'm just kidding.
See,
It'll be
you
12.
know what? I just had an inkling thought that maybe we should do a record, and since we're cool with Dave now, we could just put out a record and we get it played.
I don't know. You can't talk me into that one.
Plus, I'm gonna want to see the movement.
Exactly.
I already
you gonna
heard
sell
this
it.
is the best
put
record
together,
ever.
You gonna sell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll promote you. I got you.
Then y'all pay 1,000 people to come in a club, and I'll just come in there when that 1,000 people get turned up, it'll get on the radio.
Right, be like, yo.
Don't try that at home.
As soon as this drops, just go crazy. Dave, you see it, right?
Yeah.
Well, y'all got to hear first on the Padded Room on rollingout.com. Make sure y'all stay locked. 8.
You are locked into the Padded Room with DJ Waffles on rollingout.com.
Your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in, man.